Welcome, guys, gals, ghouls, friends, fiends, foes. Anyone out there who may be listening beyond the Omniverse tonight, welcome to We Are Paradox Media's Late Night in the Rockies. Secure your tinfoil hats, buckle down tight, and hold on loosely as we soar over the rocky tops of the La Platas on a rocky mountain high, get sucked into the vortex of the Four Corners, and settle down snugly at mile marker 420 in colorful Colorado. It is Saturday, July 29th, Sunday, July 30th for those of you across the pond and beyond. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you, and welcome to, as I said before, We Are Paradox Media's Late Night in the Rockies. We are broadcasting live from the Mile High Clubhouse tonight. I'm your host, TessaTNT, and I'm so glad that you could join us this evening or morning, whatever time it may be there for you. If you're listening to us live right now, you may be listening to us on KPNL Radio, which you can find at kpnl-db.com. So put KPNL Radio at kpnl-db.com. You can also find us live on eTalk Radio, which you can find at etalk.tv/radio. If you'd like to watch, you can watch us on Facebook under Tessa Nicole Thomas Peterson. We're also live on YouTube as well as Twitch. If you want to listen to us in your free time, whether you're working it or working out, look us up under We Are Paradox Media at Spreaker, Twitter, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Facebook, CastBox, Tumblr, SoundCloud, TuneIn Radio, Deezer, Podcast Addict, Podcast Chaser, Podvine. I think I said Deezer, I'm not sure. But I found a few more because last week I looked at all our stats and stuff. We are also on Podbean at owltail.com. GeoSarn. I don't even know what that is. It's JIOSAARN. And then there's another place called VLC. So that's pretty interesting. I didn't know about those. That's not a part of anything that I've put it out there, so maybe somebody else put it out there for me. But that's pretty cool. So you can find us basically on any outlet that you like to listen to. If you don't mind, mosey on over to our YouTube channel under We Are Paradox Media. Give us a like on any video that you've watched or listened to. Please subscribe and leave us any comments, whether good or bad. Also let us know what guests you'd like us to have on in the future. We would love to hear it. I will try my darndest to get it going. Oh, hey, we got some more peeps in. So tonight we are doing the Paradox Paranormal Forum. We have Mr. Robert White, who is clear on the other side of the planet. How's it going, Robert?
Going pretty good. Just muting myself because of the birds outside. So if it shows I'm muted, that's why.
All right.
Because you might be able to hear the crows at the moment.
They're everywhere. I was trying to feed some cheddar sun chips the other day, and he just kept eyeing me suspiciously and wouldn't come over and get it. But yeah, the smaller birds came over. And then we also have Mr. Travis Willier Moostoos. Welcome, Travis. Thanks for joining us. And Travis is from the region of Canada, Alberta, Canada. How you doing, Travis?
Doing good. Thanks for having me again. It's great to be here. Hello, everybody. Good to see you all. Awesome.
So glad you're here. I just got the artwork that you sent, and I've been waiting till you were here, till I opened it. So I'm pretty excited to see what's inside the package. I really love the UFO on the front. Even the kids were like, "Mom, look, there's a UFO." It's kind of like when we're in the front yard and they spot one, but it's on a piece of artwork this time. And then we have the lovely, beautiful, and talented Miss Mia Savage. Welcome, Mia.
Hello, darling. How are you?
Hello. Good. Missing you and feeling bad for you. Are you melting down there or what?
Oh, yes. It's just dreadful. We had my AC went out yesterday, but it's fixed now. But I had about 24 hours of 91 degrees in my house, and it could not. The air conditioner guy came, and then it didn't quite get it, and then I had to come back, and I about lost it. I lost one night of my beauty rest, but I'm okay now. So yeah. So it's hot, but we're getting a little bit of monsoon weather. So I'm hopeful. I think Tucson got pounded. Tucson, I think I read it was 107 degrees, maybe 108, and it started hailing. Like, I mean, it
How?
makes no sense.
Yeah, how?
Right.
It should have turned to rain by the time it
That's
hit the ground.
No, I know because it was coming down so hard and the sun was going down or it had just gone down and it's a monsoon. So it was like way up there. The clouds are very high and they come lower and I don't know. I'm not, yeah. Anyway, I'm not a meteorologist, but I'm pretty sure that that's what happened is it looked like from the video that I saw that it just like collected it was in the sky and then just like all at once in one area just came crashing to the ground like God was angry at that area or something. I'm not sure.
Or maybe he was pleased with them and he's like, here, have some coolant from the heavens.
Actually, you're right. It must have been all the good people in Tucson, like
Right?
in
All
this
the
spirit spot, or
prayers
in
and,
Arizona.
yeah, rain
Right.
dances and stuff.
A lot of churches there in that area. No, I don't know, but probably.
So where are you? Because,
Or
like,
native.
from what I've been
Oh.
hearing, that's what I was going to say. Indigenous people doing like rain dances or come on, cool it down.
Mm-hmm.
I keep telling Floyd, go out to the front yard and do a rain dance for us because we need some rain. It finally did a little bit today, but it's supposed to do it all weekend. And I'm waiting to hear it on the tin roof. But yeah, I heard in Phoenix it's been over 115 since 4th of July. So are you like on the outskirts or just in a cooler
I'm
area?
on the outskirts, but it depends on what type of day. I clocked it at I think it was one day. I think it clocked it at like 117 or 118. Yeah. But I mean that was like one time of one portion of the day. But yes, I'm not in Phoenix, but I am in the desert, so it's kind of weird here because it's usually much like maybe 7 degrees cooler, 8 degrees cooler than like
Yeah,
Phoenix.
are you like in a like valley area or near water or
I am
trying to
yeah,
figure out?
there's water at like I'm on the northeast side of the valley. So uh Phoenix is west southwest of here. I mean, I
Hmm.
think Phoenix goes all the way. It's big. So like I would say central Phoenix is further south and west to here, but we didn't but with the monsoon, Tucson is way southwest from here and way south and south of the border and they're the ones that got the monsoon but they need it the most. I'm sure it's probably even hotter in Tucson than it is even in Phoenix, I would guess. Maybe I'm wrong, but
Yeah, it's weird how it's like warping
good
and
for them.
wrapping around. I have a map that I'll share with you guys that I, took a screenshot of, but it's showing like Colorado and how it goes like this and it goes whoop right around where we're at and then it goes over and then up. So it's pretty weird. That's been happening for years past too, as far as rain. Like the rain will go right around us sometimes. So it could be because we're in this sort of bowl. So maybe that's why it's
La
cool here.
Plata,
La
La
Platas.
Plateau,
La Platas.
La Plateau, La Platas. Yes, but yeah, I know it's there. It's weird there because it's like the rain and the snow, and then there's a vortex right over Bayfield. That kind of seems to
Well, that makes a
like
lot of
Ignacio will get
sense.
it, and then Durango.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad it's monsooning down there because that means it should be coming up this direction just to go like that. No, hopefully we get some rain because all the grass I worked hard to like whoop all the way around me. Maybe I should put down my protective bubble, Robert. I don't know. um,
Rain,
please, just do it.
rain, please.
But I was wondering because with the heat comes like massive updrafts and stuff. Are you at the point of like pilots training that you're flying at all? Do you feel any of that? Or I'm not sure if you're even flying at this point.
Yes. So I had one flight last week that was at 6 a.m. And from where I'm at to the school, I had to wake up at like 4:44 because I like even numbers.
You should have done
So
4:20. That would have been better.
well,
I
that's
would have.
way, I mean, yes. But when you it's hard because my body, especially in the summertime here, I become super nocturnal. Everyone does because it's like our winter here. So, yeah, so I that would have been nice. To four would have been great. That would give me enough time to do like whatever in the morning, being there at six because it takes at least 33 to 35 minutes to get there, at least. And I'm not a I'm a slow riser in the morning. Like it's kind of funny, but so anyway, so at 6 a.m. is really really nice. The air is extremely clear. It's nice and cool. The plane that I'm training with, it obviously doesn't well, not obviously, but it doesn't have air conditioner. So, but once you're up in the air, it's great. You got air circulation. It's wonderful. But in the morning like that, the air is really nice and clear, and stuff. But if I wait later, which most of my flights are later than that, usually they're like around 9. And so at 9 a.m., you're baking. So I do my pre-flight and I check everything and I'm baking hot and then it's really, really hot and just like sweating my butt crack. And then once we get in the air though, we're okay. But there's usually like a ton of turbulence later in the morning
Mm-hmm.
and air pockets, everything else. And so one day I did all my maneuvers and it was really, really good. Literally the next day, because my flight was at 9 instead of 6, it was like we were doing stalls and almost put us into a little bit of a spin, but it was okay.
No.
Um, well, like I need to learn how to get out of it. I did. I learned how to get out of it, so that's good because your instinct is you want to pull up, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're
But you don't
headed
know which
down,
direction you're going.
well, if you're headed down, the first instinct is to pull up and go up, but that doesn't work. It
You
makes it
gotta go left
worse.
or right.
So I learned you actually push down more and then
Oh.
use the opposite rudder. So now I know how to kind of break out of it, but it was just like totally like 100% night and day because the day before there was just clear air, and so I did the stalls and it was like nothing. But I yeah, so also there's a lot of mountains where the practice area is, so there it can be kind of windy there too, like depending on which mountain or which practice area or which part of the valley, but and what time. But yeah. Um, so that was that. It's fun.
Man, I'm proud of you, and I can't wait to get your wings and stuff. That's gonna be awesome.
Ah, it
I'm willing
I
to miss you
it's like gonna be
longer
like a
just so you could
never
get that.
ending. It's gonna be a never ending process though. Like
Okay, well then I don't support you.
private.
You should come back immediately.
I know, right? Like I like it's like a marriage that I just like an arranged marriage is what it feels like. Honestly, it's like a business marriage. Like that's what it feels like flying. But I absolutely love it. I do love it. It's just like it feels like it will never end. Like the education and that's why like you either like it or you don't kind of type of thing.
Yeah,
Like you're
Travis
either like an
said,
aviator or you're not. I don't know.
yeah, Travis, you could say what you
I'm
said,
glad that
but
I think I am. I think I am. I don't know.
he was saying, hearing that story, I would have needed some new pants. Me too. I'd be trying to bail out with my parachute already. We're going
No,
down.
if what had happened way earlier on, or like at a time where I hadn't really flown yet, like if it was like a demonstration of somebody else that just happened to be along with or something, like prior to knowing how to operate things, I probably would have been freaking out, like, but fortunately, I was just mad, like, I was just like, "Damn," like, "Let me do it again," like, it was not it was but yeah, yeah, I feel you, like, it would've freaked me out. It wasn't super bad, really, like, I mean, if you were looking from the outside of the plane, it probably wouldn't have looked like much, just like a slight, like, thing,
Oh, being inside of it,
but
I
from
could
the inside
imagine.
yeah, on the inside, yeah, like it yeah. if I wasn't in the cockpit and I knew what the instruments did, like I would have kind of been like, "Whoa, what are we doing? We're going down? Like, what's happening?" Yeah, totally.
No. Well,
It's
let's go
like
back.
it's so nice till it's not. It's really, really, really fun and nice and easy and relaxing till it's not. And like I feel like I can resonate with that and my life at the same time. Like it's like really, really calm, and then it's like life or death, you know? Like it's kind of like
We're all gonna
extremes.
die.
Yeah. Hopefully not.
No.
And then I thought, if I was gonna go, like that wouldn't be a bad way to go. I'm not saying that they would be intentional at all, but
Be pretty fast,
like
like a bug hitting the windshield or something. Mm.
yeah, I mean, as compared to like a car crash or something, like that'd be cool. Like that'd be not a terrible way to go. I don't know.
Like,
Just
what's the
saying.
last thing that goes through
Oh,
a bug's mind? It's ass.
yeah,
Oh,
that's wild. Yeah, no, that's intense. Yeah. So yeah, you're doing helicopter training. That's
no,
wild.
no, no, no. This is planes. But it's
Oh.
so weird. No, you read my mind, Travis, because I was just thinking now helicopters, now that's fast. Because as soon as that rotor is no longer rotating, like
Yeah.
you're gonna go straight down. Like at least with a plane, there's glide, like
Right.
it's pretty nice. We do
Yeah.
a lot of little like emergency simulation stuff, like different types of emergencies and stuff. And like honestly, I'm not afraid of them now. Like if it really did happen, like they even have like protocols for like different types of fires, like fire on the wing, fire, electrical
Yeah.
fire, all this stuff. But at least it's going to glide for a certain amount of time. You're going to go down, but you're not going to go straight down. Like with a helicopter, you're done. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just like,
Yeah.
yep,
Yeah,
bye.
the plane makes it more reasonable. Yes. I agree with that for sure.
You might have a chance. That's why people survive plane crashes and not helicopter crashes.
that's true. So being up in the air,
LeBron
LeBron James, I heard a conspiracy about
was not a
that.
helicopter.
It was a helicopter.
Sing it.
Well, I heard a conspiracy that it was basically the pharmaceutical companies that came after him, just like pharmaceutical companies came after so many different people before him. Um, Trying to remember the name of what he was upset about. Black Mamba. So they came out with a thing called Black Mamba, and it had different stuff in it that it shouldn't have. I don't know if that was his nickname or something. I'm really not big into sports. But supposedly, I just recently heard that um, it was because the pharmaceutical company, just like with Princess Diana. Everybody's thinking the queen, like that was my first thought. It was the queen. The queen couldn't stand her, whatever. But it was, I believe, the pharmaceutical companies. After talking to my friend Stephen B. Baney, who wrote the book on that, but it's pretty scary. You don't mess with those guys. They make so much money off of us. There's a cure out there for cancer, but guess what? They're making way more money charging us for it, doing all the chemotherapy and all the stuff we don't even have to do.
If you have like a public platform and you actively speak about anything, that's why when you have that's why like fame and all that stuff, it's kind of it's really a curse. Like, you're surrounded by people that want this persona of you, but they don't really know who you are. They want something from you. They're like, you're just surrounded by vampires, just like Corey Feldman said. Like, well, he was talking about pedos, but that's a whole nother deal. But you're surrounded by vampires who like they don't even really know you. They just want what you can bring, or to be seen with you, or whatever it is, or to get. It's weird. And then, but if he said one thing publicly about any type of vaccine, about anything, that would be it. Or any type of, not vaccine necessarily, I shouldn't even say vaccine. If he said one thing publicly about anything, like they're they're targets. Like you can't speak your own opinion. You have to say what they tell you, what your publicists, what your keepers, what your handlers tell you to say. about everything. Like puppets, even our politicians, like they don't have opinions. They do. I would actually be. I really wonder what like some of our politicians and stuff like what their real opinions are on things because they're just actors, most of them anyway. In a way.
Yeah, once you're in office or whatever power space you're in, you have no like opinion of your own basically. Some, very few do, but for the most part, like you said, it's like a puppeteer thing, Illuminati, all this other crap that goes into it with all these artists or athletes or whatnot. Like me and you and people like that that have our own little small thing going on, we're bothersome, but it's kind of like a gnat flying around. But when it's a bigger
well, we
star
keep it
that has a,
real.
yeah, but with a
No, we
bigger
just have
star,
mass psychosis. We all have mass
yes,
psychosis. We all just happen to
I'm,
believe the same delusions. That's what it
yes,
is.
I'm psychic. No, I mean psycho.
It may or may not be reality. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
Going back to Robert, because I want to do a full circle. Robert, what's been going on in your neck of the woods? Anything paranormal, UFO? Otherwise, has mom come to visit at all?
I think she's still around in the house, like in the lounge room where she used to sit and watch TV. I've had that sort of feeling every now and then when I go out there late at night, turn the lights off and everything. But just recently, you're talking about the helicopters. One went down on the 26th, a few days back,
Oh, wow.
out near. It was with the military, the MRH-90 Taipan. It's part of the Talisman Sabre exercising that they have. It crashed out somewhere between Hamilton Island and Lindeman Island, and they're still doing searches. And they found some wreckage. When was it? Yesterday, day before yesterday, I think it was. So yeah, 4 people in that they think are dead. So, but yeah, other than that, not much. The tank got tank that happened. That yeah. So that again. One of the expensive military tanks that were coming in for the same exercise here burned out last week. I told you about that one, and or last week, last month. No, it was this month. Yeah, it was only recently.
Yeah.
But yeah, it caught fire and got burnt out. So there goes $1 million odd worth of equipment from the US. So yeah, the MHR-90s are actually ours, so like Australia's. So they've been plagued with problems. They've had about 7 or 8 other accidents over the years, and so now hopefully they'll take a look at it and try and fix what's wrong.
Right.
I have a friend that's from here that actually works at, or he did work as a aircraft mechanic, and he was fixing those things as well. So that was when I met him again at the high school reunion that I went to earlier this month.
Oh, you went to one? Me and my friend, the girl I caretake for, we were talking about that. I'm like, I didn't go to my high school reunion because it was popular girls that were mean to me that invited me, and I only saw them. And I was like, I really don't want to go. Like, if there was other people that I got along with or look forward to seeing, I might have gone. But maybe, 10 years from then.
Yeah, there were a few people that weren't going to it because of that exact reason as well. They were bullied at school, and yeah, I decided, yeah, I missed the other one because I wasn't in town for that one, so I went to this one. But yeah, lots of memories brought up, dredged up, and the place that we went to for the meeting that's the place that has about 11 ghosts in it. So I was in my element that night. Yeah, the Criterion in Rockhampton next to the riverbank.
Nice.
Haunted as shit.
Yeah? Sounds fun. But no UFOs or anything, because they've been everywhere. Oh, man. All right.
Well,
Travis. Oh, go ahead, Robert.
I was going to say, yeah, just yesterday I was doing a live like a call chat type thing on video, and the person I was talking to said that they thought they saw a UFO above me because I was outside
Oh,
on the driveway out
yeah.
there. So I looked up, but I couldn't really see much. So yeah,
I
possibly.
wonder if it's the way, like your camera, because our eyes, animals' eyes, cameras,
They're
vision, it's
different.
all different. Yeah, so maybe if
Mhm.
they could see it, but you couldn't see it with your eye. Did you try it with the
Yeah,
camera, or did you try just looking at it?
I tried both, but with
Oh,
the
okay.
the camera on the phone, it came through with a purple sort of tinge around the area, like up in the clouds. But
Mm-hmm.
when I looked at it, it was just blue.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's kind of the hue that the moon was giving off on the clouds and stuff that night that I got all those spacecraft, like, just weirdly
Hmm.
spaced in the sky and in formations, like doing the same thing at the same time. But yeah, there's that weird
Yeah,
blue tinge. You said it looked blue, but to the camera it looked purple.
yeah.
Hmm, that's interesting.
Project Blue Beam, perhaps?
I know, that's what they say.
I'm
Those aren't
just
real
kidding.
UFOs. Now it's Project Bluebeam. And I'm like, go fuck yourself. Like, seriously, I know what I saw. And they ain't gonna be out here in Bayfield, Baytucky.
No. I don't really know if there's a blue beam or not, but obviously, the the
The dark
the
stuff.
documents, what is it, the release of these, UFO files and everything. Uh, it there's a lot of jokes about it being a diversion and things like that.
Because Joe Biden's
Everything is so
son.
complicated. We're supposed to be confused. This is the whole point. We have seen legitimate UFOs. I have seen legitimate interdimensional beings and things in my life that you can't convince me otherwise. You can convince me that certain things, but like that they it happened, like period. Like you could convince me maybe there was like a portal or a dimension or like something quantum physics, like scientifically, like I saw aliens because there was, I don't know, like a glitch in the literal matrix or whatever. um but like, you have to wonder how much, if there is like a diversion, or how much of a diversion, or how many people really, really, really. It seems like less and less people are surprised as time moves on.
Because we've all,
At the
mostly, a lot of us have seen it, like so many of us. One of my in-laws, her husband just recently died of cancer, and I believe it was because of their UFO witnessing. Like, they were at a house, I believe it was in Utah, and she saw it, and she was going towards the glass sliding door, but he pushed her back. He's like, no, stay back, and he went and he stuck his head out. Then he got cancer, around his head area. And he didn't have any memory of anything that happened. She had to relate to him back what had happened that night because he had no recollection of it. And then later on, he dies from cancer. I can't remember if it was skin cancer or cancer of the brain or something. But it was because he stuck his head out and looked up into the UFO where the light was beaming down, and she was held back by him, thank goodness. But yeah, it's still sad, like, that happens. Yeah, there's so many
but he died
sightings.
of cancer and he saw the UFO.
Yeah, he
So
stuck his head out and looked up into it.
here's a weird um I just wonder if this correlates, because I actually, like, I was watching like a something like about, and we know this, like, that stress is like the number one cause of like disease in the body.
Besides the food we eat
um
here in America.
well, I mean, yeah, there are other things, but a lot of the food probably causes stress too, right? Like
Yeah,
sodium and MSG and things like that. But I'm wondering though, like, maybe the PTSD had stressed his body and made it form the cancer, because, like, given that, like, PTSD, I think the same with stress. PTSD, I think, sometimes can be a blessing if you can work through it and then you're not afraid of anything, and you can harness that rather than harnessing and going back. You can say, wow, well, literally nothing else can touch me. Or you can be like, it'll turn into anxiety and depression because you're traumatized and you don't feel like you can talk to anyone about it. So that might have correlated maybe with the cancer. Is that weird to say, or?
No, I'm thinking that could be true because stress is so toxic. It's like one of the most toxic things that you can deal with. Like you said, as far as being a human being, stress is really, really bad. Um, and I don't know, some people online are making jokes about, man, everybody these days has PTSD. Well, guess what? Our government has made it to everyone, wherever one of us has ADHD or ADD or whatever. But no, most of us have been through different types of trauma. And it is hard to, cycle it unless you get help or whatnot. I don't know. I'm paranoid about cancer because supposedly when my mom got her autopsy, they found like 4 different kinds of cancer. But luckily, I had no markers or anything. There was one anomaly. And they're like, as soon as we figure out what this anomaly is, we'll let you know. But I don't know what the heck that's all about. I'm kind of thinking it's not anything about cancer. I think it's more of like sort of alien thing or something. But yes, I think you're onto something with stress, PTSD. I don't know if you heard recently, like most of the people drinking water from their taps these days are getting the forever chemicals. So these are these certain chemicals that are coming from, I think it's the plastic pipes that everybody's using these days. And due to the plastic, it's putting
Because
these
copper's too
chemicals.
expensive.
Yeah, just use the copper. Use what we did before. Not all things
And
are
actually has
advancements.
minerals that our bodies need that
Mm-hmm.
not in small doses, that
Right.
type of stuff.
Yeah. Let's not talk about that. We don't want to add to our PTSD. No, but it's
Well,
really happening right now.
here's something I found out that was, I don't want to add to your PTSD,
I'm
but
just kidding. I was just teasing.
it's very fascinating that supposedly I had heard that there have been people for the last several years that had been people all under the age of 30 who have been legally euthanized in the Netherlands due to a bill that they passed, who are autistic, involuntarily euthanized because of autism. Like your kid comes out and they're autistic and you give them a few years and you're like, oh no, he's too far on the scale. I can't take it. And you can, like, there's a bill that was passed in the Netherlands to have them legally euthanized. I think they've only done like, I think I read like 20 or so, or some like it was under 100. I know that, probably like 20 people if I recall, um that were being involuntarily euthanized for having autism. But now everyone in the United States, meanwhile, and other places, like, I think everyone has a form of personally, I think everyone has a form of ADD, everyone has a form of autism, everyone has OCD. These are just parts of who these are just like parts of who we are, right? Like, I think these are like symptoms of our environment. That's what I think. I think all of them are symptoms of our environment, and depending on what environment we're in, we can develop like all of these traits. But I do know that, like, when a kid is super autistic, it's clear, but that means they're really good at something. Like,
Yeah.
you just gotta figure out what it is. But but yeah, like, I mean, that's crazy. Like
Yeah.
dogs. I thought the Netherlands were cool, but apparently,
Really?
I don't know. Yeah, I researched it. I looked on multiple things because I'm like, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, no, no way, no way. And I looked, and
About
it's on a
dogs?
lot of. No, it's like dogs. Like, they're euthanizing people for having autism under the age of 30 involuntarily.
Yeah,
But
so
it's
if
a
you
bill that was
euthanize these
passed.
people, it's not going to spread autism. Like the autism gene won't pass down. I don't believe that's true. Due
No, I
to
didn't. I
what we're,
didn't believe it was true either. And then I looked, and it's on so many, like, but it was like only like 20. within the past few years, but I don't know, several years, few years. But I looked, it's on a lot of official, like reporting sites. I thought it was. I'm like, these people are reaching. There's no way that's true. So I'm like, okay, so it's on like ABC and it's like on all these other ones, like from the UK and stuff. And I'm like, okay, this can't be true. Again, you can't trust. Maybe people don't want. Maybe the Netherlands doesn't want people to move there, and so they could have just put this all out and been like, nope. If you're autistic and you move here,
you're a goner. You better stay away.
It seems to be true, though. I mean, media, social, or yeah, I'm not sure.
Well, that is so odd. Like, that to me is crazy because to me, most autistic people I've met are, okay, so there's a scale that goes from, not being very smart up to genius. And when you're on, like, the cusp, like, right there, like, you're genius, but you're, like, right on the cusp. You're super genius, but there's, some genome or something that went wrong. These people are brilliant. Like, my nephew's son was sitting there and he kept like using a deck of cards and making them fly everywhere. And then he'd pick them up, but he wouldn't pick up like closest to furthest away. He'd pick up like in a certain order. And I watched him and then I started watching the deck as it was flying out. And then I realized he's picking up by the numbers that came out at the point they came out. I was like, holy shnikes, this is like freaking Rain Man all over again. Like he's picking up in the order. He saw them fly out at that exceedingly high rate of speed. Like, that to me was amazing. That's brilliant. Yes, they're not on the same realm as us as far as, like, touch and speech or whatever the thing may be, but they're amazing, brilliant people.
Ross told me a story. It was just like that, only it was the craziest story I've ever heard. Like, he had a nephew and he went to, I don't know, he went to visit them or something, and the nephew took his keys out of the truck, threw them in the swamp. It wasn't really a swamp, but like threw them in like mud,
like a
water,
marsh?
pond. Like a marsh. That's the word. I'm from the desert, so forgive me. We don't have water. So he throws them in the marsh, and Ross just gets so mad. Well, they disappeared is what happened. Is they completely disappeared, and Ross didn't see him throw them or anything. And I mean, he was just so mad. He like grabbed him by the hair. I mean, I probably would be too. And he's just like, "Give me my keys, right, to my truck." I mean, like, he's an old cowboy, so it's just the way that it works. Or grabbed him by his arm. I don't know. Maybe by the arm. I wasn't like
by the scruff.
It's called the cops abuse. Whatever. Yeah, exactly. Like if you have a kid, who knows? And he walks him way over to the marsh, steps out into the middle, reaches his hand down and pulls out the keys from the middle of the mud. Like deep in, like way in the middle, like just pulls them out. I mean, that's like it's some kind of genius, but he couldn't really talk. So it's like
he knew exactly where it was, and he was nonverbal is what they call it.
Nonverbal, exactly. Yeah, he was nonverbal. Like that's crazy. like it's kind of cool and fascinating because I'm a nerd, but yeah.
Yeah, it's like, how exactly do you do that?
You just figure out how to work those abilities, I feel like.
He's back. Oh my god, I think a bug just oh my gosh, I think it's a mug. Yes, a bug just dropped down my face. That was crazy.
No!
I know, I thought it was
I keep hitting the wrong
for a
button.
second, but it went down and like right here. Creeping me out. I'm just going to imagine it's one of those elm beetles and not a spider. Well, Travis, what's been going on in your neck of the woods?
Oh, yeah. So yeah, you guys are right. Yeah, the UFOs are out. They're around. Nah. And I feel like all
Seriously?
these, like I checked out a bit of the conference, but I wasn't too impressed. I was just kind of like, it was just all just meh. Yeah, we all of us already all knew this. Like, it's just them kind of. I think what it is more or less just them getting their word on record because like the aliens and UFOs are going to come down whether they like it or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's about time too. I have high hopes about all that because like all those space stations and all those moons and everything out there and all of our galaxy and in its vastness and unexplored territory and just like all those areas just like just waiting for us to be a part of, right? All those cities, and it's gonna be awesome. I'm excited about it. As in new UFOs flying around and stuff. It's actually just like I said, the smoke's clearing, so it's kind of nice to see the blue skies again and get a chance to see the the stars and the UFOs flying around again. So I'm looking forward to that tonight. So yeah, but no, I've been just happy, being vindicated. I've lost, like, all right, I'm not gonna lie, like there's a lot of people that were kind of like on the fence about it because like I started, sharing like the UFO and the extraterrestrial truth and some of
I
the
love
cultural
it.
beliefs and truths, right, to that. And
Yeah.
so I had a few people. Well, I'm just saying over time, like because I've been sharing it for quite some time now, but like over the time, I've had a lot of people that I lost that I'm not mad at them at all either. Like to everyone their own, right? But what it was though is like I've been having a lot of people come back and they're like, hey man, you were right. They're like, I was like, well, yeah, like it's just sad that you have to wait for the government to feed you that, before you believed it, but I'm happy they
Exactly.
came around and like but it's like they just now they're back around and it's kind of nice to have that again. But yeah, for a while there, like I said, there was a lot of that, right? People were always on the fence about things, and so it's kind of nice to, like I said, be a little vindicated about that and have those people come back around. And like I said, I was never mad at anyone. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
knew they were real. I knew it was all real.
Yeah, you don't have to convince me. Like, I don't know. Like, I always believed because my dad believed. And then 2012 is when I saw my first one in person. And I was like, yes, they truly do exist. And they're in different forms. They're not all the same shape. And then you look back at like India and other places that have this historical registry, basically. There's 400,000 plus
Yeah.
different alien species. It's amazing. Kind of scary. Um, but hey, if you say we're okay, I have the same feeling. My daughter, my second oldest, she was watching like this whole, court thing going down. And like you said, I think they're doing it just so they have it on record because these are the same witnesses that have said this recently, time and time again on different venues and stuff. But this is at the Supreme Court level or whatnot. So it's going to be on record under governmental status instead of being hearsay or, just this person saying it on a television show. But yeah, she watched that all day and then we went to the park and had pizza at the park and she's watching this and then she's like, basically there's nothing we can do to protect ourselves from them. We're fucked. And I don't think of it that way because I don't really get that feeling. I know people have had not so good experiences with some of them, but I think there are those of them out there that are protecting us that are more powerful than those that are not. So I'm not really worried. Like, I have a feeling we're going to be okay to a certain extent. There's stuff we're going to have to deal with humans, which scare the shit out of me more than aliens or ghosts or anything like that. I don't know. I feel like we're going to be okay. Those of us in the know. And then there's the sheeple, and then there's all the other stuff. I don't like to use downgrading terms, but that's how it is. Like you said, these people that didn't believe you because it's you saying it, and then as soon as the government says it, they're like, hey, you were right. Like, I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
understand it because I'm not that type of person. I'm very open and I listen to my gut and my gut leads me. So I've known this stuff has been happening for a while. I know. Mia, what were you saying?
I also think like from different cultures or different religions, different backgrounds, different experiences. I feel like it's really hard to some people actually do like they are just have that like independent thinking, like questioning, like thing within them, where they will go look for things and maybe find things. But I think a lot of people, if you look at like the amount of population that hasn't looked or even thought about the possibility of them being there in the first place, if you haven't experienced it in some form, then it doesn't exist, kind of.
Yeah.
Like, and
If I
so
don't
there's a lot
see
of people
it,
just who haven't experienced it. It doesn't
right.
exist. I'll believe it when I see it, but they're not looking for it either, right? These are the same people that are, they're not looking at the sky when they drive home from work. They're not, or maybe they are occasionally, or they just haven't had those experiences and have had no desire to experience those experiences. And so they kind of, that's totally like valid. Like, I wouldn't believe in a lot of this stuff if I wouldn't have like experienced it.
Well, yeah, and so many times you and I
Like
have
in
gone
some
out
form.
not even looking for UFOs, like, it's after work and we're having a beer on the tailgate. What the hell is that? Or we're going out looking for ghosts, and then I look up in the sky. What the hell is that? Like, we saw a mothership, we saw those little, tic tac MFers, like so many different things you see when you're not expecting it. All you have to do is look up. That's pretty intriguing to me. I'm just blown
Yeah.
away.
And so I understand it, but you can't like I know people also though that like haven't really experienced anything firsthand, but they're open to it. And they actually think that, okay, what are the chances that we're the only life in this, not only this universe, but every other universe that exists. And there's multiple. So like that is like the most improbable thing. Like, why would we be the only like planet with living organisms on it? Like, just because the ones close to us don't, that doesn't make sense. Like,
Yeah.
just doesn't make sense.
So many galaxies, so many planets, so many Earth planets. There's gotta be something on there. We're still even finding things on the bottom of our ocean, things that we look at and we're like, what the hell is that? It's pretty interesting. Like these blobs with how many
Exploded
different legs?
millionaires.
Exploded gonads, is that what you said?
No, exploded millionaires.
Yes.
Mm.
Are you trying to get us on the radar, Robert? No, I'm just kidding. Oh, we just received a message. Shut them down. Shut them down quick. Boy. I don't know, but global warming is happening, so I'm kind of excited to see what's going to pop up in Antarctica, whether through the air or to the eyes. Is there really a pyramid up there? Is there a hole in the ground that goes to inner Earth? Hello, Mr. Kirkby. Mr. Kirkby's awake.
All of the above.
Yes, I know. We're in for so many treats. We're just going to be like, what the crap is going on? What's next? I don't know. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be scary for some people because you see how some people react when they see UFOs or whatever. They're like, ah, and running everywhere like chickens with their heads cut off. And then other people are like, holy shnikes, and playing with lasers and stuff and getting them to dart different directions. I recently was trying to buy a laser, and Walmart is all sold out online and in store. I think everybody's stocked up with their green lasers for pointing at UFOs. Then I realized I have like 3 in my paranormal packs out there, 3 green ones.
You
But I
guys are
don't.
trying to blind the pilots?
Well, no. You don't even point directly at it. You point near it, and it goes the other direction, and then it points that way. But yeah, if it was an airplane, like I look out in the field and I can see the
No,
green and.
I meant of the UFOs, the pilots of the UFOs. I don't
I'm
know what
pretty
they're
sure they
called.
have
Like
shields for that.
I guess like Captain Terrestrials.
Captain Testicles.
There we go.
But I was just gonna say, yeah, no, yeah, the UFOs and stuff like that flying by, like yeah, we're not allowed to do that in Canada for lasers and stuff like that. It's like there's laws against that, so we're not allowed to use lasers out here on planes and stuff. So don't be doing that
Yeah,
out here.
don't do it to planes. And like I said, like when you look out in the field in our backyard here, you can tell what's a plane and what's a UFO. Planes fly
Very true.
by all the time, and then there's UFOs that go, zigzag, or maybe they just sit there or whatever. If you blink at them,
Or
like
blink, blink.
people have blinked at them and they do certain things, and then, when they're flying, they'll put the laser in front of where they're going, and then they'll go back the other way, and then they'll go around where the laser was pointing.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen that. And they'll stop, or they'll chill out, or something like that. People have had that too.
Yeah, and that just proves that wasn't a satellite. That was an actual UFO, right? Because satellites will just keep going. A UFO will, maybe do something. So that was a new thing that I saw online recently that I'm like, hey, I want to try that. Try to buy one, but then I realized I have some.
The truckers?
Yeah, because if a UFO,
the truckers like honk your horn.
Oh yeah, dook dook. Go ahead, Travis.
Show me your laser.
I was just gonna say, because if there's a satellite that is stopped midair, that's kind of like something we should worry about. That's like that thing comes crashing down. That's like hell on earth kind of deal.
Yeah, or they come back for you instead of like going this way or that. They come towards you. Run away! Run away! Oh my gosh! There's this weird thing flashing on the Facebook screen.
Sorry, what was that, Robert?
I said, quick, let's dump our waste on them.
Yeah.
Flyby.
Flyby tooting, but different.
We know the human's weakness. Their own garbage.
What are humans most afraid of? Feces.
Oh no! But it's like you know what I mean? Like it's like yeah. We see that they have landfills of this. It's like, we see they can't deal with this on their own.
This is an offering. This is an offering to them because they have so much stockpiled. Oh my god! Could you imagine?
Ooh,
bring me chocolate.
It could have been the hail in the desert. Right. Like a cold planet, that crazy hail that came down. That's just like that's their waste.
Oh man. Ew.
Well, it could explain why the aliens always hover over the desert, because maybe they found all the bodies that the mafia's hidden out there.
Right.
So, that's an idea.
There has to be.
And hello, Rick.
The desert is a mecca, and I don't know why.
Mecca. Because nobody goes out there.
Military.
Oh, I thought you were talking about bodies. You're talking about UFOs.
Oh yeah, no, I was talking about for UFO sightings. Like there's so many in the desert in like those areas, but there's also a lot of hidden military bases and stuff. So I'm becoming more aware of that, just mentally, like
and
downloads and stuff. So
old volcanoes and obsidian and crystals, all the such, quartz and all that found out there in the deserts, and you know what I mean. They got all that going, right? And a lot of gold and different things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they've all watched
and the
Star Wars, so
interdimensional beings that live.
So they know that Darth Vader doesn't like sand.
In his Jani. What were you saying, Mia?
Yes, and then like supposedly the the reptiles of the desert that live underground in tunnels and stuff, and there are underground tunnels for aliens, no less, but like Earth aliens, like and trafficking and such that they found in the desert between Four Corners areas and Texas as well. Well, that's just that's just one level. Who knows what's in the next level? Like there's probably all kinds of underground stuff.
Yeah,
Here.
even for drugs. And even
or
like
not here
Vern, his
in that area.
dad had a
too.
truck. He used to be a trucker. He had a truck accident. After that, he was able to predict earthquakes and different things like that. And he used to douse, and he was able to find all kinds of memorabilia as far as Spanish and Native American wars, etc. He just knew things. It was pretty interesting. It's like the guy that, almost dies and then knows how to play piano. So he never played piano at all before. But it's pretty intriguing how that happens. All right, you guys, so we do have to go to our first music break. When we come back, I want to unwrap this package. I've been holding on to it for 2 days now, and it feels like 2 weeks. But yeah, Travis sent me some artwork, and I haven't seen it yet because I was waiting for him to be here for me to unearth it. So I'm going to get it back. We'll be doing that. But on this break, we have Miss Michaela Hay with Collapse, Close, Nothing But Blood, Devil You Know, and then we have Fred Johnson III, and he'll be singing Sugar. You guys don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this music break. See you back in like, let's see, 15 minutes.
This is relaxing.
I love Michaela Hay. She's awesome.
Pushing away, yeah, it's a mistake, yeah, it's a mistake. so surprised I worked out a smile, out a smile, out a smile. 'Cause I've grown and I've changed. Yeah, we went separate ways. How come we're both back here? 'Cause you pushed me away, let my life rearrange, but still we're both back here. Back here. Close to me, I want you close to me. I can see that you want me. Follow me, baby, just follow me. Trust me, baby, get close to me. You know how to make me lose all control, all control. I should know when I need to let myself go. So let's go. Close to me, I want you close to me. I can see that you wanted me. Follow me, baby, just follow me. Trust me, baby, get close to me. I'm not the same, I'm not the same, I'm not the same person anymore. I'm not the same, I'm not the same, I'm not the same. I want you close to me, I want you close to me. I can see that you wanted me. Follow me, baby, just follow me. Trust me, baby, get close to me. I want you close to me. I can see that you wanted me. Follow me, baby, just follow me. Trust me, baby, get close to me. There's too much sky, too blue, too white. The birds on the wire are singing, but I don't know why. Why aren't the roses hanging their heads? They're standing straight up, blooming instead. Now that we're apart, there's nothing but blood in my heart. Why does that guy have a smile on his face? Why is the sun even shining today? Why are the headlines talking about love? Don't they all know what happened to us? Now that we're apart, there's nothing but blood in my heart. The moon goes up, the sun goes down, the stars light up, the world goes round. Every day, life moves on, it don't stop for anyone. The moon goes up, the sun goes down, the stars there's nothing. Now that we're apart, there's nothing but blood in my heart. Blood in my heart. Blood in my heart. Your troubled heart bleeds like a river. It's rushing towards fields painted greener. It doesn't see the demons behind, praying you're getting close to the line, so they can get their hands on love and trade it off for silver. The curtain's nice, but what it hides is worse than sticks and stones. Before you climb the fence tonight, look through the microscope. Better the devil you know. 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 Your nervous spine is crawling with shivers. You're standing right in the eye of a blizzard. You're inches from a shelter, so near to warmth of a home in a chandelier, shining down its light on love, wishing you'd be closer. The curtain's nice, but what it hides is worse than sticks and stones. Before you climb the fence tonight, look through the microscope. Better the devil you know. Better the devil you know. Better the devil our love go wrong, my sugar?
Welcome back, and thank you so much for joining us this evening on We Are Paradox Media's Late Night in Rockies. Tonight we have for you the Paradox Paranormal Forum, which we have Mr. Robert White from Australia, Mr. Travis Willier Mustis from Alberta, Canada, and Miss Mia Savage from hot and sunny hell, Arizona. Welcome back, guys, and thanks so much for hanging out with me.
Dead on.
Seriously, like, my sister's down there, and I'm like, I don't even know how you're still alive. That to me is insane. It's not as bad as Death Valley, but it's still pretty damn hot.
I think that every day.
Yeah. At least it's not as bad as Death Valley. All right, so I have this lovely package. Look, there's a UFO by my name, PO Box 663. If anybody wants to send me anything, send it here. I'm so excited to wrap this or unwrap this because ever since it got here, even the kids are like, hey, like, open it now. And I'm like, no, I'm going to wait till Travis is here. And they're like, well, can we be there too? And they're not here. They're camping. It's Dave's birthday. Dave passed away this last year, Vern's brother. But yeah, they're up camping. So I love camping. I've been wanting to do it all summer, but I had to skip out. And I want to see. Super excited.
That was a beautiful UFO, by the way.
I know. I'm going to cut that out.
UFO.
I'm going to cut that out and I'm going to put it on my wall because, you know, hoarder status. Just kidding. Certain things are special to me. And I really like that. I was kind of worried. I was like, oh shit, I hope it didn't go through on the painting.
More of a UFO than a UFO is.
Yeah, I've actually seen a few of that kind on YouTube recently. They're coming back, in effect. Oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. Ah, look.
Oh, wow. Yes. It's awesome to see it over there. I'm happy it made it. Woohoo! Yeah.
I love
awesome.
This.
Fantastic.
You see the buffalo now?
I do. Yes.
Yes.
Up in here?
Yes.
Yeah, I do. Yes, he's right here.
Mm-hmm. Excellent.
Awesome. So yeah, say goodbye to the Beatles. Goodbye, Beatles. And Travis is going to go up here with Dennis Dyke and my daughter Nova. All my artists that are up on my wall. Even Kareem DeWinter is up on my wall here on this side. So this will be my art wall. We'll have to say goodbye to Taz. Bye, Taz and the Beatles. And put this one up. I love this so much. Thank you, Travis. I'm so happy. I love this. Geez, so Pete, I wish, like, I could get, like, better footage of this. This is gorgeous.
I'm astounded at the angle that it's at. That's amazing.
Yeah. Can you see the buffalo?
Ooh.
I think I need one.
Yes.
Yeah, I see it there.
I don't see the...
It's up in the clouds.
Okay, so where...
It's like the silhouette of a buffalo is the clouds angle. Like you'll see it. It's a little. You can kind of make out the legs and then the head. You'll see it.
Yeah. So you come up.
I'm trying.
So no, it's right here. So here's the nose.
Yeah.
And it goes up, and here's the ear.
Yeah.
Here's the fluff, and it goes back from there, and then you see the legs and the stomach and the legs. But yeah, here's the nose.
Yeah, I see it. I see it now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's facing. Yeah, I can see it. That's awesome.
Oh, I love it. Me too. I'm so
very
excited.
subtle.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Travis.
I want one.
Okay? So you and Travis need to link up, and he needs to show you his art because he's got so much.
I've seen some amazing ones, but that one's like really, really cool.
Yes, this was my favorite.
I'm just not on Facebook that much to look at them. I see them on here only. So it's like, they look awesome. Like the ones that, like Travis, the ones that you kind of show that you're working on or that you've done and stuff. So, yeah, yeah, I will check it out.
I'm trying to
Oh,
learn to
definitely.
play.
I have tons of them. All sorts of truth and different little pockets of information, I guess, that reside in them. And yeah, it's very unique because my niece walked into my house there recently and she's like, wow, it's like looking at history. And I was like, ha 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 ha, ha. Little does she know, right? Like what she's, seeing all the, but yeah, no, there's a lot of, like I said, a lot of the extraterrestrial truths and a lot of the paintings and it's kind of funny because like a lot of the UFO crafts that I've painted in them and over the years and stuff like have been confirmed now with that recent UFO conference and hearing and stuff like that. And even me too, like because like I've mentioned out there that I've seen the cube craft and like and I've seen them going by and documented it, whatever, right? And and so like a lot of that and but like also too like some of the other crafts that were confirmed over time and whatnot. And yeah, so like if you ever do want to check it out, this you can hit up the Facebook page or yeah or just let me know.
Would you go ahead and okay, so you also have the Facebook page. The other link is for your books, right? And not your art? Or is it for your art too?
It's for my books, the Royal Road. Yeah, I do have an Instagram, but it's under Assault Rifle Omen, but that's just like, I'm just sharing a lot of sketches and I do like, it's mainly sketches, like not too much arts or like, painting. Like I do share paintings up there, but I haven't shared one recently, but I do more, I share more paintings on Facebook than I do there. So,
Well, I have a link for artwork, so I think you can actually like take a scan or take a picture of your artwork, and then they'll put it on to canvases for you and everything. So it takes down, the amount of money you would spend creating it and sending it, etc. But yeah, I'll look that up for you.
Right. Yes, for sure. It's just it's a wild one, so let me know.
I love it. That's amazing. Like, I don't know. I'm so excited because that was my favorite. And now I have to send you something. Regifting. Gotta send you a cool t-shirt or something. Or maybe a rock that I painted myself. No, but I finally found my camera. I had to clean it up a little bit because the mice have been everywhere. So there was some mice scatter on certain parts of it. And then the lens, it was a long lens, almost comparable to Robert's, because Robert, he's got a big lens. Mine wasn't, okay, it was about this big. But I put it on there and it was just kept giving me this F thing. And come to find out, once I looked it up on the internet, it said it's because it was for a film camera and not digital. So now I have it together with a smaller lens that's digital because that's all I can afford right now. But super excited to take some pictures. Like, look at that lens. Yeah. Tell you what. Gorgeous. Yeah, that's a good lens. That's why you get those good pictures of the moon. I love that painting. That's like my second favorite. Because it reminds me of the rock formations here, like Castle Rock or Chimney Rock. And then the teepees out there. It's pretty awesome. But yeah, he's got tons of paintings.
Yeah, you got a little portal there on the right there. Yeah, they're all exiting out of and flying over the teepees. Yeah, you're right. You do see a lot of the mountains in the background and silhouettes, like a late night, kind of painting. So it's,
and that UFO cool. Right there, that's up above the teepees reminds me of the one where Mary's holding the little baby Jesus, and there's looks like there's a war going on in the sky, but over here there's a UFO that is shaped that same way, but you see a little guy sitting inside that UFO. And it shows like the...
Oh!
You remember that?
Yeah, and it looks like it's like an orb guy, yeah, and he has long hair, and he has a robe on and stuff, yeah.
And that UFO is shaped like
picture,
that.
That painting always got me going, yeah. Yeah.
What'd you say, Robert?
I said, darn hippies.
I know. Even Jesus was a hippie.
Mm.
I love my brother Jesus. He's
Be
amazing.
hippie. Jesus was the man.
I'm telling you what, he's my favorite
He kept the
out of
pools clean
whole.
too.
Kept the what?
He kept the pools clean too.
Ew. My dad did that, but then he had lung
He turned
issues
those
later.
pools into wine.
And he turned one fish into many.
That's a cool dude.
Yeah. I did hear an interesting story since we're talking about Jesus. But yeah, when he was a kid, before he knew better, the age of right and wrong, he's up on top of a barn or whatnot with his friend and had the urge, they talk about compulsive thoughts or whatever. He had the urge to push his friend, and he did. And his friend got pushed off the roof, and his friend died. And I think that was his very first resurrection, was his little friend that he didn't intend to kill. He just thought it'd be funny if he pushed him off to see what would happen. But yeah, that to me was a pretty cool story. LSD trip art cosmic. Hey, no, this ain't no LSD trip art. This is our friend, brother Travis Mustus up there in Alberta, Canada, painting different things he's seen, whether in this realm or the other. But it would be kind of,
Has he tried putting it?
I'm flattered by that. If it reaches that level of people are like, whoa, buy it, then that's it's done its effect. It's had its it's lived its existence.
Mission accomplished.
Well, some people they use what do I say? Conductors to channel things. Whether that be, LSD or other psychedelics or whatever it is that they use to be their conductor. I think you can, they
Very
talk
true.
about like, not everyone uses them and not everyone needs them. But some people they do use, I forget what they're called. They're not called conductors. That's just something that I like kind of came up with on a whim, but like, to help with their practice of channeling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some people will.
Then some people don't use anything, or some people will use ceremonial. What is it?
Like fasting. They'll do fasting or peyote.
Yeah, fasting,
or
meditation.
Mm-hmm.
Peyote, fasting or peyote or both. I'm just kidding.
There's different things. I'm not saying together. I don't know if I'd even try peyote with fasting. That might be really scary. Although I'm scared of peyote anyway.
I think where people get lost with psychedelics, it's like a lot of people think that that's what they need in order to gain some sort of insight or enlightenment, Like those things can be used as tools, but like that's why I don't do like psychedelics. I've done psychedelics. I don't do them now because I tried a couple of times, like don't get me wrong, I could micro dose and be okay. I wouldn't reach enlightenment, but I might laugh a little bit of like some, mushrooms in a legal setting in a state where it's legalized or whatever. But any more than that, I'm not going to gain anything because all it takes is one time where you're like, oh, okay, that's the lesson, and then you move on. Like I feel like that's just personally how like my perspective on that. But so like when he's saying LSD art, yeah, from one perspective, yeah, it could be totally, and I bet it would look really cool in a black light too, honestly.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, you get that.
Those colors.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. No, I was just gonna. I totally had I had another one there about art and just like how everybody has their own visual perception of it. You know what I mean? It hits everybody different. Like, you know, especially when it like people are in a different mode or mood. You know what I mean? So it's like you know, to everyone their own, right? And you know, some people like that's why we go and pay to see some of these real, you know, different paintings and whatnot and stuff, right? And but yeah, no, I get it, totally get it. Oh, I'll be right back. My phone's dying.
All right. Plug it in, plug it in. Welcome, Jani. I'm so excited to see you. I was sad. I was like, oh, man, because when Travis was on, there was this whole convo going
Johnny
on. I'm like,
darling.
yes, she's so gorgeous. She just had a birthday, and she's many years younger now.
Happy birthday to me. I'm so tired. I've been working all night. Started at 6 o'clock last night and just finished today. So I'm going to go to sleep soon. I just got home. I ran out of products. So I thought I better stop. Yeah. So I've just been to Bunnings, which is like our local warehouse for tools and stuff and products and gardening and whatever. So I've just been and stocked up, and I had to come home and wash my cloths, and you should see this place is massive, and I'm flying to Australia on Thursday, so I have to have this entire thing done by then, and I'll send you a photo once we're done of the size of this place, and you'll understand my job.
Yeah, I think I heard you talking, or saw you. I said heard, but I think I saw you talking about it the other day, like how many bathrooms and everything is in there. It's like, holy shnikes. Or maybe that was something else, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw you talking about the immense size of this place.
Well, they've narrowed it down again. So what I had 5 days to do, I now have 3 days to do. And I have, well, no, I think the other one was, no, it's pretty much the same gig, just running back through again. But this is more of a heavier clean because the last clean we didn't do the windows, but now I've got to do the windows because it's like the final, and it's just heavy. It's really heavy. I had 2 girls on that day, or they came on for a day or 2 days. And right now I've got 0 because one I sacked and the other one I is busy doing another job. So yeah, anywho, I'm loving the conversations. Like there's some really good stuff. Looks like the topics are awesome.
Well, I'm just glad to see you. Like, have you had any sightings or experiences in this place you're cleaning, or are you just too busy to notice, or?
Bit of both.
Yeah.
Actually, one of the girls that works for me, she even piped up and she said she feels really awkward in one of the units, and I was like, yeah, it's the same one. I get to the top of the stairs and it's almost like you just get that feeling like as you're walking down the first couple of steps, something's going to push you, you know, and you just, yeah. Or you can be in one of the rooms and you'll just feel something like flash at the side of your eyes, and she's been seeing it too. So at first, when I first started going there, I actually left the building because I was there by myself and it was in the middle of the night, and I thought, no, I'm not. I'm too exhausted to have to deal with that. You know, like not playing. I'm just going to go home, get some sleep. It's probably my brain playing tricks.
Right.
But it's not. No, you just know. But there's a lot of building going on in the area, and it's actually very close to the old, I think it's like a memorial barracks. I'd have to research a bit more into it, but yeah, there was a lot of death that happened up on the hill, which is probably about a 10-minute drive. But you kind of know that they would have, you know, expanded that far out, and I just don't know if with all the building that's going on that they've stirred up something, or you know, who knows. So,
and that's been known to happen, like when people are doing reconstructive surgery or whatever of their houses, the remodeling or whatnot, that'll kick things up, even getting rid of things that were left there or whatnot.
Yeah, well, I have considered that. quite often, actually, and I thought, well, it's kind of the only justification that would resonate with what is happening there.
Mhm.
But it's nothing major. It's nothing to get too excited about. I wouldn't call in a paranormal team to come
Right.
play, you know. So yeah, I'm supposed to be going to Cairns in about a month, actually, as well. So
Nice.
like four trips. Sorry, 4 trips between now and the mid-November to Australia. Yeah.
I'm so excited. Just don't get in the ocean or the ponds.
Why?
Or the rivers.
Yeah, I'm telling
Especially
you,
in
like
Cairns.
great
Crocodiles.
whites and crocodiles. Yeah.
Oh, you just got to know where to go. That's
Just like
just got to
we
know where
used
to
to
go.
in Arkansas, we used to take big boulders and throw at least like 3 to 5 in there to get rid of cottonmouths and other things that would be in there. And yeah, then we go swimming. You got to clear the
No, I
place.
absolutely. Some of my most favorite swimming holes that I just, some of those most memorable places have been up in Cairns. Like Babinda Boulders is one of my favorites. There's like a huge story about a
Yep.
Aboriginal lady who ran off with
Versus
her
boulders.
husband.
Yeah.
Yeah, between 2 tribes, and then they came and
Mhm.
ripped them apart, and then she went back to the river where they'd eloped to, and is constantly killing people, which they classify as the lost souls. If anybody's there swimming, she takes
18
them.
so far. It's always
Is
true.
that where it
It's never
goes like
local.
through and it looks like pretty calm and everything, but they have signs and fences now where don't get in here, don't do this, don't do that, because it goes down and under the rocks and stuff and it'll suck you under because of the currents. Otherwise, it
Yeah.
looks
It's actually
delightful and
sucked
like,
under.
wow, I'd really like to refresh in there. And then all of a sudden you did.
Uh-huh.
Well, this is part of the legend of the area. But I mean,
And then
even
a little
the
bit further
swimming.
down, is Josephine Falls, and there's an elemental in there as well.
Yeah. Well, I've actually even in Babinda Boulders, my daughter and I were sitting over at the end of the boardwalk, and you climb over the fence and you go, and there's a bit of a plateau where the rocks form and the river. So we were kind of just, me and my eldest, she was like 15, hates spiritual stuff, absolutely, just doesn't want to know anything about it. We're sitting there dipping our feet and kicking the water and, just having a little chat. And then she goes, Mum, what's that? And I'm like, what's that? Because you never want to talk about it. And I said, I think we should probably get up and go. And she's just like, yep. She could feel it. She could feel it coming upstream. And I could feel it. It was creepy as. But that was her. And that was, yeah. So she's definitely there. Definitely has that whole eeriness to it.
Yep.
Definitely holds old, very, because you're in an ancient rainforest as well, like one of the oldest rainforests there. So it's a beautiful place. It's one of my favorites. And the water, when you swim in that little stream, because there is a section there that you can swim, you pick up the sand, and as it falls through your fingers, it glitters silver. It's the most.
There are some that are gold.
We have that here with gold.
I picked up some and brought some with me back. So I know.
Yeah, and everybody's like, trying to gather the gold speckles, but it's really like fool's
You
gold
are.
and not real gold. But is it really? Like, who knows? Like, till you scan it or get it tested.
Gordonvale, a couple of towns up, that's where they actually were mining for gold, and that connects to that river or that stream.
Yeah, so it's I can't remember the name. It starts with a T, and it's not titanium, but it starts with a T, and it's just like a mineral, and it comes out kind of like slate, like little shards of like broken up. If you could crumble up slate rock, it comes out kind of similar to that. And I can't remember the actual name, but yeah, that's basically what shimmers silver. So it's mixed up in all of the sand, and then that is part of the mineral, so when you're going through the layers of geology that gets to gold, You got quartz in there, you'll have your iron ore in there, and then you'll have this other stuff. It starts with a T. It's just evaded my mind. But yeah, and that's basically what the stream is. It's just all of so pretty. I can't wait. We're going up for I'm flying over because it's my girlfriend's booked camper van, and she brought these tickets for a 4-day music festival, but it's like a real hippie kind of music festival.
Yes,
I'm so
that'd be
excited.
awesome.
And then we're going to go touring for the other 4 days. Because I've already been there, I sort of know all the spots to go. So we're all just super excited, really excited. And then that's another trip. And then I go back for my daughter's birth, the birth of my grandson.
Aww.
And then I fly back again for Robbie Williams concert. So in November, lots of flying, busy time. It's like smashing work I'm home for 2 weeks, I'm gone for a week. I'm home for 2 weeks, I'm gone for a week. You know, yeah, very active, very, very active. So get back in. I was loving those conversations that you were talking about.
There's all kinds of stuff popping up in the world, and it's like, is this reality? Is this just them being like, okay, pay attention to this instead of this? Like, I don't know. It's super weird. Like right now, they have, the Supreme Court and everything, listening to all these witnesses we've heard time and time again, whether it's History Channel or YouTube or wherever else, we've heard them saying the same things about these different UFO sightings, etc., etc. What about the millions of sightings? Maybe people don't report them. Maybe it's just the thousands of sightings that people have reported. What about those? How about those witnesses? But I think they, like Travis was saying, they just want to get it on record, at the governmental level in order to move forward with this. Like they don't know what's going on. Wasn't it President Truman that signed the treaty with the aliens that they could abduct so many people per year and be okay without starting a war with them? Which, what would we even do anyways? We're kind of at a state where we can't really defend ourselves against them. Maybe there's some different weapons that the government has created, but as far as us being humans and having just guns with bullets towards UFOs, that doesn't work. I don't know about aliens, if those are protected, but I don't know. It's just a crazy time. But like I was saying earlier, I don't feel like I'm in danger. Like, I know there are dangerous aliens out there, but I think most of the ones that are roaming around, I don't get a bad feeling about. I listen to my gut, but I do know there's bad ones out there. I don't know what your guys' thought process is on that. Like, should we be wary? Should we be afraid? To me, I really don't think so. Like, I feel comfortable. I want my kids to feel comfortable and feel like everything's going to be okay. I do know shit's going to hit the fan. We've been talking since the beginning of time about the end of time. And my patriarchal blessing did say, like, I'd be here at the end of days. So I do believe that we're going into that phase. Finally, even though we've been talking about it for centuries, I think we are going into it. We are in another phase of the end and a new beginning. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, I feel like I'm rambling and nonsensical value stuff.
No, I think that's pretty on point. I think that's it's kind of how I feel a little bit. Yeah. But then again, I've just been, that's why I wasn't on the show last month, is because I just was so flat out. And that's, other than my dreams and the messages that I've been getting through that, I've kind of been quite shut down. But overall, I do feel like things are starting to come to a head. They are going to come to a head.
So you were talking about your dreams. Like, for me, I thought it was because I was on antibiotics. My dreams were so real and vivid and quite typically strange. And I was like, oh, it's just the antibiotics. But then since I've been off the antibiotics, I'm still having these real-time dreams. is what it seems like. And like you're saying, it's really tiring. It really takes a lot of your energy and stuff because instead of resting, you're still focused throughout that time. I don't know if I'm making any sense with that, but that's how I felt. Like they're so realistic. It's like you're trying to rest, but you're not because you're still tending to stuff in the dream realm.
Yeah.
Work.
No, I get that. I actually had a couple of messages with Travis regarding them because it was just, just so many things just muck around in my mind, and I just don't know. I don't know. I've just never followed, aliens or anything like that. So, to be dreaming about being in places and seeing things, and I know that there's a lot of people out there who are experiencing what I am. And it's just gaining that insight,
So it's kind of
gaining
like,
that insight.
even though you're sleeping, you're still doing like an upgrade. You're still learning different things or lessons or whatnot. I'm
Yeah.
not sure what exactly it is, but it's very tiring.
Or
It's like,
traveling.
yeah, it's
That's
like,
why they
can't
call it
I
astral
just,
travel. I've been to
yeah,
some really cool places lately, like on the physical realm, like travel. Like I went to Canada
what?
the other day. I've never been
Oh,
to Canada, and I just had this dream that I'm hanging out with a bunch of Canadians and I'm in Canada, and
Eh?
then the next day I'm like behind a car with a Canadian license plate, and then like talking about Canada with people the very next day. But nothing surprises me anymore. And I'm like, okay, so I went to Canada. These people could have been anyone, people that I'm actually going to meet in my real life, which happens all the time that I meet people in my
Mhm.
dreams and then I meet them in real life. But then like a couple weeks prior to that, or like, this was only, gosh, this was only a few days. This is like 2 days, 3 days ago. And, but then like a week or so ago, I had a dream about this tropical place and it was awesome. Like I had my own little like, bungalow and I was getting a massage and I don't know where it was, but it was awesome, like Bora Bora or something. Um, but I'm digging my like earthly dreams right now. I haven't had any like weird ones in a while, which is good. Probably because I'm working so hard in real life that I'm not, that when I sleep, like it like I even tell myself, I'm like, I better get like severe rest. Like because my days are so much right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you were saying about like the aliens and stuff. Okay, so I wanted to answer your question um, before I forget. So like I've had a couple of encounters with interdimensional beings that were not scary, and I've had a couple where they were scary. But the scary ones did not kill me, nor did they do any like physical harm on this realm, other than the weird like three dot thing, which I still haven't figured out, which
The
on my
triangle.
ankle. Yeah. But I didn't see them that time. Like I felt them and I woke up and then like the pain immediately went away and it was like a brand. It was like the most pain, like a laser. It felt like a laser. Like if you've ever had like laser hair removal, it was like that, but like it was like held down and it was these weird like three triangle on my ankle. And I felt these weird vibes, woke up, went back to sleep and woke up to the pain of it. And then it vanished immediately. Like it was the weirdest thing. Like the pain woke me up and it vanished immediately. And it didn't swell up it didn't look or swell up like any type of an insect bite or anything else. And this wasn't here where there's scorpions. It was in Colorado. It was very strange. But then the times that I saw the interdimensional beings that were really, really scary, like closest to this realm, like not like I was either half asleep or even in the middle of the day on one occasion. None of them like actually hurt me, killed me, tried to do anything to my physical body. It's their energy that was scary more than anything for me because it could have just been because it was so unfamiliar. Maybe they weren't even evil. I'm not sure, but
Like it was a
they,
higher
or
frequency
maybe,
or something and it made you
oh,
uncomfortable
it was
or,
lower frequency. It was
oh,
like the lack of it was like what you would imagine a black hole, like trying to like it was like almost demonic feeling with one of them. The other one was just icky. The reptile creature was very icky, and but it was not like none of them hurt me, you know. And so it makes me feel like even if they are here, they've been here. They've probably been here longer than we've been here, honestly.
Seriously.
And there's got to be some
100%.
treaties. There's got to be like a treaty before the dawn of time that's like, okay, we can't hurt them in a 3D reality out in the open unless like this or this or this happens, right? Like, or at all.
Well, wasn't
We
that
may be able to harvest their energy or like collect their eggs when they're asleep and do like, whatever they want to do with us. But
genetic
they
things?
haven't. It's not like the movie Signs or another movie where they're like just hanging out like out in the open and they can abduct you in your sleep and erase your memory, but you're gonna survive it or you'll just disappear forever. But I don't think they're gonna come here and start a war with us or hurt us at this point because they've been here so long.
I think they would have done it already. It's like, what are you waiting for?
Totally.
Are we going to do this or not? And I think they're just like, we're here. You need to know, and I think they know our government has been lying to us. And like you said, since the dawn of time, this has been happening. And then wasn't it President Truman that signed the most recent treaty with the aliens? I was like, okay, so you could abduct a certain amount of us, but if you go over that, it's not okay. And this is in consignment for what? Some sort of technology. Now we have cell phones and internet and all this other stuff that Tesla used to talk about. Before even then, we could have had all this before then, but, we all want to make money off that. We can't be free. We can't have cures for cancer or anything like that. Like, to me, it's so tiring to think about all these things because cancer, internet, electricity, all these things that we're fighting, all this global warming and everything for, the answers are there. You stole the answers when Tesla died. There was how many different crates? Then there was only 7 to 9 left. You have all the information. You know what to do, but it's all about the almighty dollar. Does that really matter? Are you going to take that with you when you die? No, you can't. You can't take any of that with you. Like, we should be able to live peacefully using this free energy, this free internet, these free cell phones, everything that Tesla talked about before, we could have right now and not be having all this freaking pollution due to coal or whatever else you're using. Like water energy, that's different. But everything else, it takes, even solar panels, you have to produce it. It takes so much to produce it. Why can't we just use these Tesla coils, these Tesla towers? To me, it's frustrating because we already have it. We've had it for years.
Certainly puts you in a perspective of where things have gone. Like, just the whole time you've been talking, I'm like, I wonder if Tesla was like in contact with aliens, or
I
if he
believe
was
he
remote
was.
viewing, or if he was like, like
I think it was a
I
lot of
wonder if he was-
everything.
Hey?
I think it was a lot of all that, like remote viewing, interaction with aliens, all of that. Because otherwise, where did he get all this information about the internet, cell phones, electricity? His light bulb was even better than, was it Edison's? His light bulb was better than Edison's, but Edison's would have made more money, so that's what they went with. Oh, we'll make more money off of that. So they chose Edison on top of Tesla. And Tesla, ended up being a hermit in this freaking tower somewhere and didn't deal with anybody because he had tried so many things and was shot down time after time after time again because the government, or whatever you want to call it, the Illuminati, whoever else is running us, he just went into his hermit hole and didn't care anymore. And then when he died, so many crates were stolen and there was only like 7 to 9. I can't remember the exact number, but 7 to 9 left when there was like 80 something. How much information is out there that they could be using right now, but they refuse to because they got to make that almighty dollar. It's ridiculous. For the comfort on earth, which yours is short, our lives are short. But what about generations after us? Like, that's what we should really be thinking about, and they're not. They don't even seem to care about that.
What do they know that we don't?
Nothing. They're just selfish assholes. They just want to make the money instead of letting us have that free energy and everything else that Tesla did beforehand. Cell phones, internet, all this stuff he had pre-hand knowledge about. And then like in the late 1990s, early 2000s, hey, check this out. It's the internet. It's pretty cool. Tesla was talking about that when a very long time ago, and you're just now coming out with it. It's just like, how can we put this into practice to make money off of people? We got to do all these other things and do it this way. That way we can make money off of people. As with electricity, light bulbs. Do you know about that light bulb that's been burning for over 100 years? Light bulbs these days burn out really quick. Why? Because you make more money that way. It's ridiculous.
Let's destroy everything by making everything out of plastic. And I mean, it's kind of ridiculous sometimes. Like I have been more conscious of that, especially recently, just like the amount of crap like that, like, and I mean, really, like there's gotta be a correlation with people's insanity and, like just grocery bags and stuff. Like, I don't know. There's just so much crap like everywhere. Like it's just like they just try to sell you more and more crap in smaller and less and more toxic packages. Like I'm ready to move to the woods, honestly. I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna like just completely go off the grid.
I know. I was thinking about Alaska, but I'm kind of thinking about Antarctica at this point. I told Vern the other day,
I don't know.
I think we're gonna have to move to Antarctica.
Wander up to an Amish community and just see if they'll accept me into their tribe. I'll walk on foot. I'll find one that's like, few miles from a town, and I'll just be like, "Hello, Amish. I come in peace. I'm an alien.
I made you some butter."
Yeah.
You kind of know society's really bad when you've got to feel like you're resorting to the Amish. It's a better result.
It's got to be really bad when you're at that point.
I'm small, but I'm sturdy. Take me.
Yeah, she's hard work, I gotta tell you.
I'm small, but I'm sturdy and I'm strong for my size. I don't know how to make clothes, but I can help with the livestock and the pigs and all.
I'm happy to polish a deck.
Oh no.
Oh.
Does your buttermilk bring all the what is it?
All the boys to the yard?
All the Jehovah's to the, I don't know,
circle?
Where do they go?
I don't know. Oh, good Lord. I'm not even Catholic.
In the words of Weird Al,
I'm not even Catholic, and I'm making the sign of the cross. Louis T. Shane.
It's okay. I'm of Catholic descent, but my most recent ancestors went against the church, but I still have that Catholic guilt.
Good for them.
It's literally hereditary. No, it is. Like, it's so weird. Like, it's weird. We don't think about how hereditary. I've been thinking about that, like how our, like not just like but our like our emotion. Like, I don't know if it's genes or just like, that we are, our DNA like absorbs. I didn't think about this, like, and I thought it was kind of BS for a while with the spiritual community talking about like what is it called, like inherited trauma from like families and stuff,
like curses, but
then there's
and
like
everything.
Science. Yeah, like I wouldn't go far to say it as a curse.
Well, it's curses, like religion, abuse, so many different things are generational. Trauma. Yeah.
Exactly. And I didn't think of, I mean, like, I always was open to the possibility, but I think I've been more aware of it now. And because that's kind of why I got into flying too, because I'm like, okay, there's so many pilots, like, well, why don't I just try this and see if like it's something that I like? Because I'm either gonna like it or like, it's gonna stress me out, right? And it's like, I'm not great. I'm still but a fledgling, but I'm like this feels like very very
I'm super proud of
natural,
you.
kind of comfortable for me. Well, that's what I kind of did it as an experiment and also just as something that I kind of wanted to cross off my bucket list. But now I'm like, oh crap, now I'm committed, but I'm not. I'm just gonna keep going. I don't know. But like it's weird. I think like not only like the traumas, but I heard like scientifically that fetishes can be passed down from generations too. And now that's a mental mind fuck. Like I don't know. It's a real thing. Like I don't
It
know how it
is.
works, but it is. I don't know what, like where that came from, but like imagine how many people of like, English and French descent and all the torture that they did. And I'm like, I wonder if all the people that are into like and then like bondage and stuff, like what
Yeah.
like, what their ancestors were they like undertakers or something or like what, like I don't know. It's just it's interesting.
It's the discovery of the Red Room in the will.
Fun.
All the things that grandpa used to use. Mhm.
I mean,
Oh,
I
Uh-huh.
actually get that, Mia. Like they could have been, they could have been like farmers and slaughterhouse people, and
Right?
do you know what I mean? And then obviously we don't do that the way that they used to farm back then. It's not like people are running around chopping chickens' heads off and cutting, slaughtering and skinning buffalo like they used to. You know what I mean? Like it's totally different now with
If they do, they
industrialism.
don't
But
share.
like
we
people,
still hunt and harvest our moose and
Yeah, my
wild
granny
game
does
out
that
here.
with a
It's still
chicken.
like that.
there
Grab by
are
the
there
head,
are a lot
swing
of
it
people
around.
that do it, but I mean, I guess the people from when I go city, there's a lot of people who don't live like they used to. So congregating into cities, and for us, it's just there's a shopping centre and you just go and get all your food from there. It's not like it used to be, a few generations ago. And so when you're looking at it from that perspective, maybe somebody who was still has that genetics within them, what is it used for these days? Like where do they put that mindset? So with what Mia was saying, I can actually kind of see that people would probably turn that into some kind of like weird thing. Like,
A
I don't know.
fetish.
like
Yeah.
Vikings, like they used to like sail. So do they like paddles? Like
Well, did you hear that
like I don't know,
recently?
but
Okay, so the Grand Canyon. Okay, so Johnny's gonna come visit the Grand Canyon sometime soon. Hopefully, I'm there for that. But they've blocked off part of it, and this all started back in 1906. It wasn't documented by the Smithsonian until 1909. But they found these caves, and these caves went back pretty far, and they were very intricate, very intricately designed, and there's also statues in there, and then there's row after row after row of sarcophagi. And come to find out, they used to think it was Tibetan, but now they're saying because of these historian or historical people and oh man, I can't paleontologists and people like that that have gone in there. It's actually Egyptian. So the Egyptians came across the sea a long, long freaking time ago, and maybe that thing they're saying is a pyramid is actually a pyramid. But there's also underground cave dwellings, cave cities. It's pretty intense, but people can't raft down there anymore. It's blocked off because they're studying it right now. And Smithsonian let it out in 1909. Then they covered it up. Now it's back out again. That's freaking amazing. What humans can do and how far they can go. And man, even the relics from the Egyptians are not only down in the Arizona area, they're all the way up in Ohio and different places like that. So these people traveled, and they went and explored. Can you picture an
Okay,
Aussie
so
Viking?
on
Crikey,
that,
that crop looks like it would make a good sailboat. I'm going to turn it into one. Good one, Robert. Go ahead, Johnny. Sorry.
well, I was just thinking, like on that note, has anyone like disproven that when you go down to some of these undergrounds, like I know in Egypt, they found a tomb that held kangaroos and basically stating that somebody from Australia had been there or there was travel between there. And so, my first thought of that was like, I wonder if there's like a portal that actually teleports people to and from.
Makes you
and
wonder
that's
too,
just to state that's
because like you're saying, there was kangaroos, but there was also that one
Road
queen or
trip.
princess that was buried not only with a ton of cats, but there was a little lion that was buried and wrapped up with her, and lions didn't come from that area either. But I think it's travel. Robert, what are you laughing at? They didn't have lions in that area. It was brought in from somewhere else. Is there a portal? Was it sea travel?
Obviously, they like their pussies.
Right.
But I think with the whole Australian in Egypt area, they it could have been from when they were in Pangaea, because 40,000 years, even though it doesn't sound like it's enough for with all the plates having already been established or starting to move, they could have had someone from Australia do a quick sail or canoe or whatever over to that area, and because it wouldn't have been as far at that point in time, and they could have found the things that they brought with them, like if they had a didgeridoo or boomerangs or kangaroo skins and stuff like that. It wouldn't be that far out of the realm of possibility.
But I know with the Egyptians in the Grand Canyon, they're saying the Grand Canyon could have been created by, the tectonic plates pushing against each other and then, separating or whatnot. And that could have caused the Grand Canyon in the first place. And the river running through it made it even deeper. But yeah, there's definitely Egyptian stuff there. But that's pretty intriguing about the kangaroo stuff too. On that note, I hate to interrupt, but we do have to go to our second music break. On this break, we have Miss McKaylin Hay from Ontario, Canada with Gravity, Mirror, and Pins and Needles. Then we have Fred Johnson III from Canyon County, California with After Dark. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this music break. This one's a smidge shorter.
I'm so tired.
It's okay.
I feel you.
You be tired, buddies.
I look like I'm dying.
That gives me an idea. Just kidding.
I actually before I joined on this evening, and I'm wondering who was partaking in the Devil's Lettuce before the show.
I had a couple hits.
Is it you?
I had a couple hits.
I know exactly what you did it. I smelled it. The weird girl knew it.
Hey, I grew my own, okay? Alright, see you guys back in here.
I wish I could. I can't right now. I can't right now, but
because you're flying thing.
I will be able to. Well, yeah, I have to be very, very clear. But I will be partaking after all this.
I shall bear upon you a gift.
But I smelled it and I was like,
that was me, girl.
And there's no flower in my house. And there's no one near here that could. It's virtually impossible. And I smelled it clear as day. And I was like, who's smelling weed? I'm like, wait, there's no one here. There's no possibility of that being an occurrence. And I smelled it and I kind of giggled and I'm like, someone's doing it right now.
You got me.
Good for them.
They're fine. Laundry is flooded.
I'll enjoy it vicariously.
Yes, I will share with you.
scary.
My washing machine starts making weird noises, and I look over, and my entire floor is flooded.
Not what you want when you're tired.
Oh no, Johnny, that's the last thing you need.
My sink got clogged up by a towel, and all the tips are wet everywhere.
Oh no! But it's just because the towel plugged it up, right? At least it'll stop, right?
It's just overflowed everywhere. So, last week and this week, I've been helping my brother with his jobs, as well as my
Talking on pins and needles, every word through a microscope. You keep stomping down on the ground while I've been stuck on this tightrope. I just wanna say what I wanna say without your sentence. I'm not willing to do the time when I'm innocent, and I'm innocent. Talking on pins and needles. Talking on pins and needles. I'm gonna hang it up, hang it up, hang it up. And I'm done, and I'm done, and I'm done, done, done. I'm gonna hang it up, hang it up, hang it up. And I'm done, and I'm done, and I'm done, done, done. I'm gonna hang it up, hang it up, hang it up. And I'm done, and I'm done, and I'm done, done, done. I'm gonna hang it up, hang it up, hang it up. And I'm done, and I'm done, and I'm done, done, done. Walked on my share of thin ice with your blowtorch at my feet. You won't ever see me beg, so take this tongue off your leash. I'm gonna say what I wanna say, don't need permission. Interpret it how you want, it's my decision. Talking on pins and needles. Talking on pins and needles. I'm gonna hang it up, hang it up, hang it up. And I'm done, and I'm done, and I'm done, done, done. I'm gonna hang it up, hang it up, hang it up. And I'm done, and I'm done, and I'm done, done, done. I'm gonna hang it up, hang it up, hang it up. And I'm done, and I'm done, and I'm done, done, done. I'm gonna hang it up, hang it up, hang it up. And I'm done, and I'm done, and I'm done, done, done. Dancing on shattered glass, kicking the pieces all around. My safety has been broken, this is now a hunting ground. Talking on pins and needles. Talking on pins and needles. I'm gonna hang it up, hang it up, hang it up. And I'm done, and I'm done, and I'm done, done, done. I'm gonna hang it up, hang it up, hang it up. And I'm done, and I'm done, and I'm done, done, done. I'm gonna hang it up, hang it up, hang it up. And I'm done, and I'm done, and I'm done, done, done. I'm gonna hang it up, hang it up, hang it up. And I'm done, and I'm done, and I'm done, done, done. I'm gonna hang it up, I'm gonna hang it up, I'm gonna hang it up, up, up. Talking on pins and needles. I'm gonna hang it up, I'm gonna hang it up, up, up. Talking on pins and needles. I'm gonna hang it up, I'm gonna hang it up, up, up. Talking on pins and needles. I'm gonna hang it up, I'm gonna hang it up, 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 up.
My driver pulls up in my limousine, ready to take me anywhere I want to be. I say, I want to go. Take me to a college scene, I'd like to go and dance, have drinks, and hunt the perfect date. Yeah. Living at the door, I search lonely streets to find hidden shadows in the dark. It doesn't matter what I say. Secret homicides arranged in a series of pursuits. No matter what I say, after dark, I gave her base because she had the range. I knew she was the one that never could go home again. Plastic life by limo seats. I don't know why I can't control this urge to hurt again. Yeah. Living at the door, I search lonely streets to find
not that song. Not yet. Welcome back, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us this evening on We Are Paradox Media's Late Night in the Rockies. Tonight we've been talking about everything within our realm or other realms. Supposedly, there's like 10 realms stacked on top of each other. So things are kind of confusing. But welcome back. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. Hello, Adrian. Welcome. And welcome back, Robert and Miss Mia. We've lost Travis. Hopefully he comes back soon. I know his phone died. And Mia. Yay, I'm so glad you guys are here. Hello, are you there? Can you hear me? Hello?
Or are we?
Or aren't we? Oh no, I used to think I was from the Cherokee tribe, then I discovered I wasn't at all. My aunt lied to us. Lies! All lies! But I'm pretty sure I'm from the Fakawi tribe, as far as where the Fakawi. We're somewhere in this crazy universe, omniverse, multiverse. It's pretty intriguing. Pretty interesting. Oh yes, Adrian was telling me about a missing persons case. Maybe he'll call in. Let me see if I can share that link really quick. Yeah. Let me try to do that. Robert, if you have anything else to share, feel free to do so for sure. Trying to multitask, but it's really hot in here. I'm trying. Don't judge me. Oh, you're back. I just saw you like doing the swirly. I'm like, go. Show available networks. Connect. All right, we're connected. Holy shnikes! Loading. Entering the studio.
Welcome to the final hour.
Yes, where all shit hits the fan. Oh, shit. All right, I'm trying to add everybody. Is it working? Is it
I think
working
you
now?
booted everyone.
No, my internet went out, which nobody's here, so thank you, CenturyLink. If anybody's interested in using CenturyLink, don't. If I was rich enough, I'd just get
I just had to
Starlink.
rewatch.
You had what?
If you're rich enough, what?
I would get Starlink. Because it flies right down my driveway. I've seen it. I'm like, what the hell is that? It looked like a space train, and I'm like, oh, it's Starlink. But CenturyLink, yeah, it's crappy. It's in and out. It's all over the place. It's not fun. Travis said his phone is charging. He'll be right back. But yes, at least we have 4. And don't worry about your birds, Robert. We all love birds.
I was just going to say that. That's why I had to get up and feed them to try and shut them up because the baby's out there making the noise.
I can hear them. They're kind of fighting over the food.
Yeah.
Like, that's mine. Give it to me. Yep.
Well, the fig eaters like to come in and take what I put out there as well. So they're fighting with the rainbow lorikeets, and the rainbow lorikeets fighting with the pigeons. So it's a free-for-all.
Yeah, the kids were super amazed because one weekend when we missed church, I think it's because the alarm didn't go off or something. I had the phone on silent, so the alarm didn't go off. And I felt really bad. And so instead we made bird feeders. So we made bird feeders, put those out, and the kids were just amazed at how many different birds were eating together. I'm like, well, they're kind of, all birds, so they're kind of the same flock, but at the same time, sometimes they fight, but they get along. It just depends on what's going on and how bad it is out there. But Hmm. Yes, I did freeze, Adrian. But that's what I was saying, like right when I was getting cut off, so maybe something doesn't want me to say something. But Adrian got a hold of me this last week and he was talking about